Hello, it's time to go back to playthrough from Gran Turismo 2 after 1 or 2 months. Today I have endurance event called Ciel 100 miles, which is a little bit different than in Gran Turismo 3, because in Gran Turismo 3 we had Ford Mustang SVT Cobra, Dodge Viper GTS, and for example Chevrolet Camaro, Z28 SS or something like that. In Gran Turismo 2 we have a lot of muscle cars. I must admit, I also had a little dilemma, a little test drive before doing this video, and I thought I need to start this endurance. But after a little test drive I thought about using Plymouth GTX, Plymouth muscle car, which was actually a Plymouth Roadrunner from 1971, but it was named like that because of the licensing issues, even though Roadrunner name is actually visible in car brand description, for example. So let's see what kind of cars we have when it comes to Chevrolet. For example, we have Corvette Stingray from 1982, which might be useful, but I have to check out if I have the same vehicle in my garage. I might also buy Ford GT40, which in Gran Turismo 2 actually is a meme because of historic car cup and people that just can't pass this event with this car. It's all about modifying vehicles to 300 horsepower and just making sure that those cars are one of these lightweights. So I will need to check out my home garage to see if this Chevrolet Corvette from 1982 is still out there, because being honest, I sold a lot of cars. I have Camaro Z28 30th anniversary is still in my garage. Okay, sadly it looks like I don't have this vehicle. No, I have this vehicle actually. However, it's not highly modified, just 348 horsepower because, well, stuff. Whatever, let's see actually if I can modify this car a bit more, because I knew that there were a few tune-ups and some other things. See, 400 PS, this should be a perfect tune-up for this car, especially when I'm racing with muscle cars. See the tires. I already bought racing hard tires, so that's perfect. If we have naturally aspirated engine, turbo kits are not available. Such a shame. Let's see other stuff. Okay, it looks like I had everything. When it comes to power supply, everything was alright. Let's buy brake balance controller and make it something like a stock car or something like that. Just need to check out this drivetrain tune-up, parts lineup, flywheel, clutch, maybe limited slip, maybe traction control system. Sure, it's expensive and you need to buy it separately for all vehicles because it's not automatically set up, just like in Gran Turismo 3, 4 and so on. Gran Turismo 1 and 2 were on completely different levels, so pardon. Okay, we can buy LSD. Suspension. Fully customizable suspension. It's a perfect idea for a race modified muscle car. Lightweight. Already bought. traction control system. See it for yourself. That's the first time, at least I think that's the first time I am actually buying traction control system in Gran Turismo 2. Because, being honest, this Chevrolet Corvette was a very good car for one event I had, but well, priorities. So everything else should be just fine. I have a perfect Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, my favorite skin from 1982. This vehicle can't disappoint me during this endurance event. And that's also interesting because this Seattle 100 miles race have 40 laps, just like in Gran Turismo 3, but we have different opponents. And also we have power limit set up beyond 600 brake horsepower. We can also afford 15 millions of Japanese yens. That's 150,000 credits for European and American version of this game. Approximately. Whatever. I have a very fast Chevrolet Corvette. Let's see if it's worth the struggle. Let's go. Just before driving in this event, I had a chance to enjoy a good cup of coffee. I don't have Budweiser or anything like that, but we have Seattle Circuit full course, 40 laps, rock music made by Osamu Hira during races in Gran Turismo 2. It's gonna be a nice show. Okay, as you can see, starting grid is actually a list mostly of old muscle cars. I can see a few differences, such as we have Shelby probably GT 350. I also had something similar to Plymouth GTX and that Roadrunner, which I had a little test drive in. Also we have Chevrolet Camaro made for 30th anniversary, and the fastest car here is, if I'm not mistaken, SS version of this car. No, it's a Z28 Coupe version from probably 1996 or 1997. That's interesting. Many Chevrolet vehicles. And we have two versions of the same generation of Camaro. Luckily I'm driving Chevrolet Corvette. And beside of that we have Shelby and two Plymouths. Nice. And this vehicle is just perfect. I thought that using a Roadrunner might be a good idea, but in this event we have Shelby Series 1, which was not so fast, but it turned out opponents here also have racing hard tires, because I had a lot of problems with this muscle car. Shelby Series 1 passed me because I was just driving like an idiot. It just happened. However, as you can see, I have this beautiful Stingray from the 80s. Have a long range gearbox. Perfect engine sound. I don't know if I had said this when I was driving this car in another event, but seriously, if this vehicle would be still for sale on auctions or something like that, and I will have just enough money, I will need to buy it. Get this feeling in real life, just like now. Rock, blues music, Seattle. Driving through Alaskan Way and other streets which I barely remember the names. However, you can clearly see where we are racing. Also, as a little fun fact, I used to heard that Saki Kaskas, the composer for Mass Effect 2 and Need for Speed, was actually living here. And now, as you can see, we have 2 Camaros, few muscle cars, but I have a vehicle with only 400 brake horsepower, and I'm driving way faster than anybody. That's just perfect. Oops. Even this jump was not such a big problem. The only thing I might need right now is a Elvis song playing in the background. A little more action, please. Satisfy me, baby. I'm not a great singer, but maybe with my voice I might make something more profitable and something different. However, I'd like to give it a try. Even though those songs are looped in Gran Turismo 2, those endurance races are not very long, so this shouldn't be a big problem. In fact, the longest endurance I might have here is Laguna Seca 200 miles, but luckily I will use a very fast American car, or maybe even try again the Toyota GT1. Okay, one problem I might have is the fact that this car drives fast, but the chance for spinning those tires might only be possible at this moment. That was a nice, I might say crash, but also a save, because it could be a lot worse. But drifting with this car is very difficult, especially with this traction control system. Maybe I will try beside of this moment when those tires gets a little overheated, let's just say. A little bump here and there, but no big crash. Okay. I've made a little spin out. But this could be a lot worse. I can honestly say that when I was driving this Roadrunner and driving with Shelby Series 1, there was a little challenge. Right now, I can honestly say I'm driving a very fast car equipped with V8, even though this V8 only had 220 brake horsepower when it was just bought from the dealership. I can still say that's a very nice car. Beside of that, I'm just driving fast, going on with the music, because it's just great, even though it's looped. Then what I can say, just getting the feel of this place, Seattle, having a little spin out, a little crash, bomb here and there, but let's see who is the guy at the last place. Okay, that's a terrible irony. At the last place is the driver of Plymouth Roadrunner. And this car actually have over 400 horsepower. Maybe the problem was mass and the fact that it was made in 1971. It was not such a good vehicle. 431 horsepower. 1650 kilograms, if I'm not mistaken. But beside of that, this vehicle was not so good. Actually, what's also interesting, I'm driving Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, which have high RPM limit. And that's also interesting. Sure, I have an ATU map. Yes, I know, but still. Torque on those muscle cars was supposed to be at the highest point somewhere about 4,000, 5,000 RPMs. But here we have a vehicle which is a great choice for a race car, not only because of the body kit he has applied, but also because of the fact that this car have just 220 horsepower, but with modifications, fully modified, it would be even a better choice than driving, I don't know, Ford GT40? Sure, that's only my opinion, but hey, who said this wouldn't be true? Actually, it's also a little different than in Gran Turismo 3. If I'm not mistaken, I was actually driving Ford GT40 during CL 100 miles. At least I remember it was supposed to be this car. Another spin out. And that's interesting. It's not because of bad tires, but because of this drivetrain I have in this car. Okay, lap number 13, 20 minutes of endurance event. I know I will need to use a pit stop twice, but I'm just thinking right now, when should I go change those tires? Okay. Judging by the color scheme this car had from the pit stop, this one from the pit stop was actually Shelby GT 350. Anyway, that's the second car I passed. Again. So there are now two opponents that have one lap gap to catch up. Nice grind, man. Okay, I might also need to change those tires soon. Okay, time to change those tires finally. It's work in progress. Finally, I have new tires. That means driving fast and not spinning out that often. Okay. That was Shelby GT 350. Blue with white stripes. That's definitely this car. I had to catch up to him because he overtook me while I was changing tires. So I can finally have good lap time. Okay, so the next car on my list. Okay, so again I have Plymouth Roadrunner. Damn it. I really thought this Roadrunner is actually a nice car. Well, it looks nice, but it's the worst car for this event. Such a shame. That was a nice power slide. Okay, so there goes half of this race. And it turns out this endurance event actually takes only an hour of free time. And I also have another opponent nearby. Let's see which car is gonna be. What kind of vehicle actually is nearby from this, I might say it's not a highway, but main street, probably. Because I passed twice Plymouth Roadrunner, and I even have a confrontation with Shelby GT 350. Right now I guess it's gonna be a overtake of, let me think, Plymouth GTX. Nope. Actually, this is Chevrolet Camaro Z28 30th anniversary. Alright, someone is going out in pit stop. I'm curious if this is the second time I'm passing Shelby GT 350. And actually it's a huge surprise. It's not a Plymouth GTX, but rather a Dodge Challenger. Okay. That's interesting. So we have 3 Chevrolet cars, 1 Plymouth, 1 Shelby, and 1 Dodge. Okay, that's nice. Even though we have 3 cars made by Chevrolet, luckily I have a different car than few opponents, because we have Corvette, Camaro, and then the other brands. Okay, Chevrolet Camaro 28 Coupe was pitting in. I again had a terrible spin out. It happens. Okay, lap number 25. Another opponent nearby. I had a spin out, but I haven't saw anybody passing me actually. So let's see what kind of car we have here. Okay, the third time I am passing Plymouth Roadrunner. Okay, that was a nice power slide. Now I have a lap number 27 and I think that I should make last pit stop, then just push through until I pass this event. I really hope that I will get a nice prize car, because if I'm not mistaken, I was checking out earlier some good American vehicles for this endurance event, and I saw that because beside of Plymouth Roadrunner, Ford GT40 and so on, you can also afford in this game popular concept car called Ford GT90, and it was a very interesting vehicle, so maybe I will have a chance to use it. I don't know if it will be useful during endurance race or rather something like this event synthesizer, but still I have a feeling that checking out this vehicle might be a nice I could say Easter egg, but no, this vehicle is actually an Easter egg, but it's not it's a vehicle that was only available in Gran Turismo 2 when it comes to Gran Turismo, but I also had seen it in Need for Speed 2, which strangely enough was probably only equipped with super and concept cars. We had Ford GT90, Ford Indigo, maybe Ferrari F50, McLaren F1, but seriously? Okay, lap number 28, I am using pit stop right now. I can see that those tires I have are getting a little overheated, so I ain't taking any chances. Okay. Perfect driving out of the pit stop. Okay. Camaro the 28 tried to pass me, instead made a power slide. And I need to heat up those tires again because I can feel a little loss of traction. And being honest, having cold tires is, in this game at least, much worse than having overheated tires. Because when you have cold tires, you have a feeling that this vehicle should have a lot of traction, but nope. It has some traction, but if you steer too hard, then you get spin out. Luckily now I have green light, so they are getting better. Okay, so before I got to the pit stop, I was close to one vehicle, but instead I've changed those tires and Camaro Z28 had a chance to catch up to me. Alright, that was a perfect example of cornering. I need to catch this muscle car. I would not catch him before he goes to the railway station, but still. I am getting closer and closer to him, so let's see if this is a Shelby GT350 or something else. I think that's a Shelby GT350. This slow, horrible roadrunner, at least for this event, was in plum purple color. Could be a lot better, but I had a collision. This time I made a power slide, which was a bit risky, but no spinning out this time. Just great. Being honest, I will need to prepare myself for this Laguna Seca 200 miles endurance race, and especially Passage to Coloseo 2 hours, because those endurance races would be very boring. However, we are driving with very fast LM vehicles, so maybe there would be a small chance to do something stupid. And just for caution, I passed Challenger without any problems. I have only 7 laps to finish this race, and I'm really curious about the prize car right now, especially because this is an American event, Seattle 100 miles, so I'm curious what kind of vehicle I might acquire to my garage. I really hope it's not a Chrysler Phantom, and it's not because it's a very ugly vehicle, but because it just would not be useful for me at this moment, while I have only few endurance races left. After this event, 4 endurance races, Gran Turismo League, and even synthesizer. I had some problems also with my free time. I will probably pass Gran Turismo 3 in September, so I guess I will need to find a solution to pass this game in November, because why not? Okay, this is probably the 4th time I am passing this plum purple Plymouth Roadrunner, or rather Plymouth muscle car. Okay, so I have only 5 laps left. There is a possibility that this endurance event with this car could be passed in about 65-66 minutes. Especially because I have really good tires, I don't have any more pit stops to make. If I'm gonna make any spin outs, then there's a chance to pass this event quickly. Alright, judging by the color of this car I have nearby, I will pass right now Chevrolet Camaro Z28 from 30th anniversary. Interesting. Okay, I guess I don't have any more chances to pass anybody. So while I still have 3 laps to pass this race, I might as well just make a little checkout. I know that I have Laguna Seca 200 miles endurance event. After this I have also Passage to Coloseo, 2 hours, just like in Gran Turismo 3. Then Trial Mountain, but beside of... we don't have 2 hour endurance event, but only 30 laps with very fast Japanese cars. Luckily I have a Japanese version of this game, so I should not have this Vector LM Edition or V-Guard Twin Turbo. But instead of that, anything else I have is Special Stage Route 5 all-night race, which is in fact an 50 lap endurance event, because there was supposed to be a Special Stage Route 11 equipped, normally made, converted, whatever, for Gran Turismo 1, but there were possibly a few problems, and we had to wait until Gran Turismo 3, and after Gran Turismo 3 Special Stage Route 11 was just a leftover in Gran Turismo concept, and sadly it didn't had a chance to come back. In fact, I know that it was supposed to be made for Gran Turismo 6, but that was just a theory. And also, strangely enough, even though in Gran Turismo PSP and Gran Turismo 5, where we had leftovers from Gran Turismo 3 and Gran Turismo 4, because, well, Gran Turismo PSP was just an extended Gran Turismo 4 made with few Gran Turismo 5 assets, and Gran Turismo 5 was at first made as Vision Gran Turismo HD, just extended Gran Turismo 4. We had leftovers such as even Pikes Peak, which was also supposed to be made during production of Gran Turismo 4 or concept. I don't clearly remember right now, but that was also a nice fun fact. There was a Smoky Mountain North and other tracks, but we also had Complex String and sadly no Special Stage Route 11. Yes, you had Pikes Peak, which was supposed to be made for PlayStation 2 games Gran Turismo. It was supposed to be probably a comeback or just a leftover from Gran Turismo 3, IT Circuit, Smoky Mountain North, but sadly no Special Stage Route 11, such a shame. Okay, so beside of these 4 entrance races, Laguna Seca, Rome Circuit, Trial Mountain and Special Stage Route 5, I have only 5 races in Gran Turismo World League, and Event Synthesizer, which would be a very funny event, to be honest. And also I passed Seattle Circuit 100 miles with nice results. Camaro's a 28 cube would be probably passed twice, but no chances. Beside of that, we had also muscle cars such as Shelby GT350, Dodge Challenger with somewhere beyond 300 horsepower, and Plymouth muscle car, which I was supposed to use, but it was a shameful experience. Alright, so I passed another endurance event. got a hold of some cash, and got a new car. Let's save the game file because why not? Okay, so let's check out this price car I got. I must say, I am a little surprised. I thought that I'm gonna get something like Chrysler Phaeton or maybe Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe, but instead I got this beautiful Ford GT90. It would be useful for Laguna Seca endurance race, but sadly Laguna Seca endurance race, just like Rome Circuit 2 hours and probably Special Stage Route 5 all-night races are all with LM vehicles. Yeah, Trail Mountain is all about Japanese and maybe European cars beyond 300 horsepower. Here I have a beautiful concept with its rear wing open because it was supposed to be a automatic wing when you're driving fast, just like in Bugatti Veyron or even McLaren MP4 12C. But still, I'm gonna take this car for a spin in my free time. And yeah, I'll just say stay tuned for the next video and have a nice day. I'm out. See you soon.